History has been made in Lagos, Nigeria. The OMI ÈKÓ Project, Africa's most advanced water transport system, has officially launched on October 17, 2025 at the prestigious Cowries LASWA Terminal in Ikoyi. A new fleet of 78 electric ferries will sail across 15 routes, 140 kilometers of waterways and 25 world-class terminals. Cleaner air, less traffic and faster connections are here. The European Union representative pledged strong support, emphasizing three key goals and benefits, like the green mobility, safer waterways, and reduced congestions.
Pleasure, Mr. Governor, to host ministry in Paris to discuss the vast variety of projects that we intend to carry out together. This project is the best possible example of what we can achieve together to the benefits of our respective people. Look at what this project is going to bring to the great city of Lagos. First, make the lives of Lagosians better by reducing their transportation times, by reducing this 40% share of their budget that they dedicate to transportation, by allowing them to reach city transportation when they live far from city center, with 15 new routes, 140 kilometers, and electric boats that would be comfortable, just like their expectations are. I don't know, Mr. Governor, whether these electric boats will be as fast as the E1 boats that raced through the lagoon a few days ago, but I'm sure they will make the lives of Lagosians better. Second, make the city more resilient. Governor, you mentioned earlier when we discussed how important it is for you to shelter the city and the state from any shock that might affect it in the years and decades to come. What is one of the largest shocks that is going to affect all of us, all of the coastal cities and regions in our countries in the century to come? It is the rising sea level. This infrastructure has been designed in order to absorb 80 centimeters of rising sea level at the horizon of the century, which means that this transportation network will sustain this rising sea level and protect the city from the consequences of climate change. Third benefit of this project is that it will actually contribute to fighting against climate change. By decarbonizing transport, it will suppress 41,000 tons of CO2 every year, therefore contributing to the reduction of Lagosian but also Nigerian CO2 footprint. These are three major benefits of this project, and these are three reasons why France and the EU, as a Team Europe, have decided to mobilize their banks, the EIB and AFD, to support this project financially, with 410 million euros dedicated to make this a reality. And so there is much more that we will achieve together between Europe and Nigeria, because we have the same vision of the challenges that are ahead of us, the same vision of how we can achieve them together. So take this as an example and get ready, because there is much more to come. Thank you very much for your warm welcome, and see you soon.
While the former governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Raji Fashola, shared the struggles and triumphs that bettered the Lagos State Water Authority, LASWA, and the Cowries Terminal, the foundation of today's success.
And I must thank the governor who, along with me, about 20-something years ago, were starry-eyed young men being mentored by another governor who is now president today. He entrusted us, and this is the story of our journey. Of course, Lagos has been busy lately on the waters, from the E1 to Òmi Èkó, and who knows what next. Kudos to the government led by Governor Sanwo-Olu and the entire team. Very well done. Let me also say that you could not have picked better partners especially the French Development Agency. And for those who ask, what is President Tinubu always going to do in Paris? The roots go very, very deep. They are some of the most expeditious partners to work with when they commit. And I say that from experience. At the time, our government was planning to build the Mile 12 to Ikorodu BRT expansion road. All of the partners were giving us long lead times, long paperwork, and the FDA said, look, listen, this is what we need. If you come around in so much time, we will give you the money in this number of weeks. And to their credit, we finished the project before the end of term. And those of you who use the Mile 12 Ikorodu BRT lane today, these were some of the people who built and financed that road for Lagos State government. But the quick thing to connect to that is that those loans were taken whilst we were in opposition. So there were developments that were forged in opposition, in very hot furnaces, against the odds, as is this building. This building was first in opposition, and LASWA was created in opposition. But they have endured because we are now the party in government. If you want to applaud, please applaud. This is what you did. And this is my first time in this building. But as I came in, a lot of memories flooded in. How the opposition brought soldiers here and prevented us from building. How we fought back. And how we delivered this place for LASWA as a model for public water transportation that will endure. Clearly, that fight was worth it because this building endures. And those who look after it, very well done.
And for Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, he painted a bold future for Lagos, a city where water is the new highway of opportunities.
And the Lagos ability can powerfully coexist. And each of these milestones was not just an isolated act. They are rebuilding blocks that we will unveil today. OMI ÈKÓ, a blueprint for the future. Òmi Èkó's project is a comprehensive, future-oriented blueprint for a sustainable mobility in Lagos. It merges technology, it pushes environmental stewardship, it creates a smart design for the waterways that is not just that. It merges technology, it pushes environmental stewardship, it creates a smart design for the waterways that is not just navigated, but is optimized. This is what cities around the world are doing to confront twin challenges of urban population growth and climate change. But Lagos is not waiting to catch up. Lagos is indeed setting the pace. Our goal is simple, but yet profound. To make movement seamless, to make air cleaner, to transform our waterways from barriers of separation into corridors of opportunities. And as we say in Yoruba, Omi ni iye. Water is actually life. Water is connectivity. Water is the soul of Lagos. Water is the real being of Lagos. These traditional people can speak more to it.
Òmi Èkó isn't just about ferries. It's about connecting communities, cutting travel time, and creating a sustainable Lagos for generations to come. With the backing of the European Union, EU, the French Development Agency, FDA, and the European Investment Bank, EIB, Lagos is taking a giant leap towards green mobility and world-class tourism.
Lagos is Nigeria's largest city and its leading economic and financial center, with an estimated population of 22 million, expected to grow to 40 million by 2040. rapid motorization, weak traffic management, and inefficient public transport have increased to grow to 40 million by 2040. Rapid motorization, weak traffic management, and inefficient public transport have increased congestion, traffic accidents, and pollution over the last decades. Traffic and road congestion undermine productivity and economic growth and deteriorate air quality. The transport sector generates 20% of CO2 emissions. Lagosians spend an average of 5 hours a day stuck in traffic and spend 40% of their monthly household incomes on transport against 15% as per international standards, which makes this budget item sometimes higher than food or accommodation. %60 of the state's landmass is less than 5 meters above sea level, highly vulnerable to climate change impacts with rapid coastal erosion. Inland waterways transport is expected to play an increasing role in Lagos's urban mobility patterns and become a pivotal component in adapting the state's multimodal public transport system to the impacts of climate change. Today, the ferry system is mainly operated by informal operators with low-capacity diesel-powered boats. The lack of urbanization in the sector, the dilapidated state of the boats, and the Lagosians' water phobia are obstacles to developing this innovative means of transport. Gas emissions and oil spillage contaminate water and harm biodiversity. Infrastructure, mostly ferry terminals and jetties, are deteriorated, not always accessible, and adequately connected to other public transport modes. The high cost of petroleum has increased fare levels, discouraging many Lagosians from commuting over long distances.
If the government can reduce the fare, the money keep going higher and higher.
There are times you will be coming on a trip and what you just stop midway.
What causes most many people to be afraid or scared is that the few accidents that occur on water.
Some years ago, we have some issue on this water here. Some incident that they happen on the water. But at least now, all these LASWA and everybody there, they've take control of that.
So if there is a way government can partner with those private people and get them the real boats that will be more comfortable for most of us, the passenger.
Lagos State has taken bold measures to develop mass public inland waterways in Lagos. LASWA was created in 2008 with the responsibility of regulating, implementing infrastructure, and managing operations and maintenance on Lagos's inland waterways. The Lagos State Development Plan envisions the ferry network as a vital component of the multimodal transport system. This vision is further detailed in the Lagos Transport Mobility Master Plan, implemented by the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority. Lagos State has engaged in the OMI ÈKÓ project to develop mass public inland waterways transportation on the Lagos Lagoon. Implemented by LASWA, this project includes two main components. Component 1 concerns the development of 15 ferry routes and their associated facilities. It includes the dredging and marking of 140 kilometers of ferry routes covering the entire city, connecting isolated and low-income communities to the metropolitan area. The project also encompasses the design and construction of 25 ferry terminals and jetties, the construction of depots for routine vessel maintenance, the provision of land connections between ferry terminals and other modes of transport, and provision of electric charging infrastructure to power the vessels. This infrastructure will comprise of a battery energy storage system supplied by PV solar panels at major ferry terminals.
But Òmi Èkó is more than a government project. From waterfront resorts to inland waterway services, the vision is clear. Lagos will not just be a city on water, but a city of endless opportunities. Òmi Èkó is here to connect communities, cut travel times, and transform Lagos into a sustainable global city. The future is here, and it flows on water. Thank you so much for watching.